So today we are going to look at the DEPSTECH Endoscope, which is Bluetooth, and we're going to pair it with our iPad mini here. You can pair this device with an iPhone, Android, and I think that's about it, but it does a pretty good job. Let me set this so it, there we go. Turn auto lock off, there we go. So one thing about this device, let's pop this up a little bit, is it comes with an app right here. This app here is the DEPSTECH app, and basically has your controls, and we'll go out and look for some cool stuff outside, but it has controls for changing the camera direction. The one we're using today is a newer version. It has two different lenses, so we can look straight ahead or up and down. We can change the camera view here. This is a record button. You can save files to your iPad. So once you're out there taking video, you can save it to your iPad and then view it again later, and then we have settings. So let's take a look at the box here. This is what it comes in. I got this one off of Amazon. I've had several. I've got 3 of them. Instruction manual is pretty easy. We won't go through that, but hopefully you don't have any eye problems because it's really, really small print. But it's pretty simple. This is your device. It's all Bluetooth. This is where you actually will look into a hole or something. One of the reasons I kind of push this for young kids is it is virtually unbreakable. You can crush the transmitter here, but you really can't go wrong with it. This model costs $67. The really cool thing is if you want to get one for a child as a present, just as something out of the blue that they might be interested in or whatever, you can get models that are $27. So the price range is really good for something a child might play with for about a minute and then throw away or whatever, or they may become enamored with it. This one comes with it's all plug into the wall and it charges. Yeah, there's the charging port right on the end there. You can see it right by my thumb. It's pretty easy to turn on. Turn down, just flip the switch. Look for the blue, which tells you that Wi-Fi is on, and you make sure that you have your Wi-Fi connected on your iPad. So you gotta go back to settings, and it has its own Wi-Fi, so you don't have to rely on something in the house or wherever you might be wanting to use it. There we go. And then when it's connected, it'll tell you it's connected. Your lights are flashing, which is a good thing. If it's not, it is kind of a pain when you first set it up. So you might have to, if you have a young child that wants to use one, help them set it up beforehand. Otherwise, once it's set up, you have vision. So it's pretty good clarity, I have to admit. Yeah, well, we'll just give it. When we go outside, we'll do a couple of videos of some cool spots and holes to look in, but it's 1080p, so that's actually good. And it does have, which is really cool, it has lights. So if you're in a hole looking for squirrels or something, you can actually turn off, turn down the lights. And you do get about an hour or so with it. There are some really cool little items that come with it. I'm not going to open this up because I'll lose them. But there's a hook, so if you're going into a hole, say you're a parent and you lost your keys, or you lost a ring down the drain. There we go. You might be able to save yourself some money with the plumber and run this in there, and the hook can probably hook on the ring, hopefully. There's a magnet, so if you want to fish something magnetic out of the hole, it's pretty cool. There's a lens cover. We'll have to put that one on. We're going to look in some bird boxes, some stumps, and I know I have a pipe that's in the ground that's been on the island here for several years, so there's some dirt and stuff in there. But it's really simple once you get it set up. And this is actually, oh yes, I've often held the belief that if I can think of it, there's somebody that's going to come along and probably either do it or think it. There gives you a reference of what you shouldn't do with the thing. Obviously, it's not medical grade. One of the pictures they don't show you here is you cannot do this rectally. You can't go look inside your colon just for the fun of it or any other orifice. You can get hurt, and if you don't get hurt, chances are you can enter bacteria and stuff and end up sick. So basically, you don't want to use this to explore anything out of nature in the outside world, as fun as it would be. But you can, if you really wanted to have fun, you could look in your ear. I think this is as far as I would go. You could look in your ear to see how cool the carrots and stuff are that are growing in there, if you still believe in that old wives' tale. So we're going to take a look at some stuff outside. First thing we're going to look at is a bird box. We had that video on Facebook. I put up on Facebook where we had the two deceased birds, and we're going to look inside that bird box and see if there's any eggs or a nest that was actually in there. All right, for our first look with the endoscope, this is where we had those two birds that are deceased. They're still here. Unfortunately, with the iPad, you can't really see if I don't block the sun. So we have this all set up. Obviously, you can see that the endoscope is picking stuff up. Then what I'll do is I'm recording this on iPhone and iPad, so I'll stop the video on the iPhone for all these looks we're doing, and then edit these videos into this main video that you're watching now, and you can actually see what the endoscope sees. It'll be just easier that way. One of the really cool things about this endoscope is it's waterproof, IP67. Now when we go scuba diving out in the harbor or looking for the shark teeth that we're bringing in, our scuba diving gear is a little bit higher than that. So you couldn't take this down to 20 feet. Not without a special case, at least around the lens. But I thought today we'd take a look and see we can actually get some of these guys on video with the endoscope. Maybe we'll get some close-up shots. Another thing I try to get the kids interested in is looking in beehives. So we'll look inside this hive here, this wasp hive. Still on the search for an active hive to put the endoscope in and look, but we'll take a look at this one.